This is Guinea's natural wealth. Every minute, trucks belonging to Russian aluminum giant Rusal load bauxite into the storage area. James Kamara is a shift supervisor at the Debela mine, where the mineral is excavated.
I
analyzed and thought about the situation, and I figured a new deposit would open up. So I drew up a plan for enlarging the stock, and I showed it to my boss, and he developed it, and now the storage area goes over to there.
Truck number 14, the last load that James lets in before the daily blasting. The entire mine comes to a standstill. Everyone has to keep a distance of at least 300 meters. Now in the rainy season, blasting is only done once a day because the boreholes fill up with water. More would be too much of a risk.
The drilling and blasting method is a lot of work. You have to drill and insert the explosives. We use a lot of equipment. We need to use the bulldozers for stripping the surface and taking it to the factory to be crushed.
Much less manpower is needed for the modern bucket wheel excavators that Rusal now uses in the mine. The Russian company is a major employer here, and its profits have risen at the cost of the local workforce. This excavator does the job of around 300 workers. James Kamara doesn't have to worry about his job. The trained engineer is one of those who've profited from the boom in mineral resources.
I had a grant to go and study in Moscow. Rusal covered all the costs. In return, I agreed to work for Rusal for 5 years. Like they say, education is priceless. Rusal has done a lot for us. This is my life. It's in my hands.
Kamara and the other local managers live together in the company housing estate. Their days pass in the rhythm of the three-shift operations. Today, Kamara is working late. He's heading off to the strip mining area. The next town is 50 kilometers away. Here in Guinea, unemployment is extremely high. Rusal only contributes $1 per ton of mined bauxite for local development. That's the minimum.
I believe Rusal could have done more for Guinea.
We'd like to work down there to earn some money, but it's difficult to get in. We've tried, but so far it hasn't worked out.
Rusal sends a large sum to help development for the people of Guinea.
Officials in Guinea Prefecture have worked hard to get the Russians to help build schools or hospitals.
I must say it was a very hard and drawn-out struggle. Just look at the date when we did the negotiations. There was the agreement, the annex to the agreement, and from that date until now, it's been a long time.
Alongside other projects, Rusal finally paid the equivalent of 350,000 euros to provide 2 villages with electricity. Not much for the aluminum giant. Recently, Guinea has tried to break the power of the large foreign firms. A controversial mining law calls for higher taxes and guarantees the state a 15% share in the mining enterprise.
The new mining law has not been a bad thing. It preserves the interests of the Guineans, but we haven't driven away foreign investors. The proof is that they continue to be here every day. The interests of the investors are taken into account because they're very important for us. Those who show confidence in Guinea and put their capital here should be compensated properly and find political stability.
By evening, the freight train from the capital, Conakry, has finally arrived at the mine. It's hours late due to problems unloading the last batch of ore. The rain caused the bauxite in the open cars to clump together. The shift supervisor urges the loading workers to hurry. A phone call from the harbor. A ship is waiting to take the bauxite to Ukraine for processing. Guinea has no aluminum plant of its own. Another reason why this country profits so little from its vast mineral resource.